between, drumroll please, 0.30 and 0.35%. Huh. Well, damn. Kinda expected that to be a more climactic moment. But I guess it's really hard to get hyped when every number that you're possibly gonna be talking about is gonna be less than 1. Because let me impress this upon you, dear viewer, 0.3 and 0.35 are huge numbers when it comes to blood alcohol concentration. Let me try to explain to you how scary these numbers are, even if the numbers themselves don't seem all that scary. Well, first take into account that blood alcohol concentration measures how many grams of alcohol are in every 100 milliliters of your blood. So having 0.3 grams of alcohol in every 100 milliliters of your blood is a lot of alcohol relative to the amount of blood that you have pumping through your veins. I mean, any of you watching who've passed driver's ed should know that the legal limit to drive in the US is 0.08%, which surprisingly is one of the highest limits of any country. Most others are hanging in the 0.05 range, and that means that Tyrion is at least 4 times as drunk as someone who would be considered a drunk driver in the US in this scene. In fact, I'm kinda limited by how much I can impress upon you how crazy these numbers are. If you really want to see the world through Tyrion's eyes at that level of intoxication, there's actually a link in the description to a website that I helped work on in partnership with the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration that simulates going through a night getting progressively more impaired. It's actually really cool and gives you a better perspective at what these numbers translate to. I'll be talking more about that at the end of the video, but for now, remember that this 0.3 BAC is a conservative estimate, and it's already a huge number. And already that alone comes with some intense health risks. Impaired breathing, impaired heart rate, lapses in consciousness, even a low possibility of death. And honestly, the evidence from the show supports our calculation. After the wedding banquet, when Tyrion and Sansa go off to their bedchamber, Tyrion refuses to consummate the marriage if Sansa doesn't want to. He then takes one last swig of wine and passes out cold. That instance of sudden onset unconsciousness, which is played largely to lighten up a very heavy scene, is actually something that occurs when BAC levels reach about 0.30. If now we switch over to our aggressive estimate and say that Tyrion had been drinking more than that, at a rate closer to what we see in the scenes that the show does put on screen, then